Arr, it's Captain DuQuette, setting seas, setting sail on the seas of the weekend. Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to kind of a hodgepodge of things today. Couple things I want to take care of. Yesterday, I posted a homemade meme uh, with some talented Facebook friend uh, doctored up a picture of me as a fortune teller with a crystal ball, and Constance and I's head is in the crystal ball and things like that. But anyway, I'm in like gypsy spangles and gold coins and stuff. It's really a cool looking thing if you don't mind looking like that, okay? And I put little versions of it in my forehead, and another littler version of that in the forehead of the forehead of the. So it's like I'm all in my head, kind of thing. And I posted that yesterday, along with uh, a rather lengthy, uh, like one page essay on what it is I'm trying to explain what I mean when I say, or when I quote Rabbi Lamed Ben Clifford, that it's all in your head. You just have no idea how big your head is. Uh, and But not everybody is on my Facebook page, and uh, not everybody gets to see that, or not as many as could. And I'm pretty proud of it because I have to answer that question a lot because it's like I opened up a hornet's nest or a can of worms, whatever we want to say, with that statement. And over the years, I'm always having to say, no, I'm not saying it's all psychological. But so I'm going to do that. Okay. But first, uh, I want to quickly share with you something that's tarot related. Now, as a lot of you know, for about for the last year, I've been working on the new book. Okay, the new book is now in the can and at the publishers. I'm still doing little things about it, but during that time period, I sort of had to tone back or dial back my schedule and the time that I set aside to do tarot readings for people. I do telephone, or usually I do them live on like Facebook Messenger page that's got that little camera thing, and it's just perfect for doing uh, remote tarot readings. And I've been doing that for many years, and I do have regular clients. I don't charge for the readings, but I charge for my time. Okay, that's all it is, my time. Because if I charge for the reading, you might actually expect something, and I can't guarantee anything. But I've had to tone that back, and uh, so I finished the book last week, and I'm starting to then fill my calendar again with tarot readings. So I do a thing uh, that I call roll with the flow. And people ask me, well, how are you reading it? Are you predicting how can I know that you can't? And I do have a technique, and I'm going to quickly share the technique because I just ran across where I had actually printed it out in words. So I'm going to share with you DuQuette's Roll with the Flow tarot spread. Now, it even has sort of a see level 1, 2, and 3. Usually that's all you need. 1, 2, and 3, plus the significator, okay? But if you really need more information on number 2 and number 3, you can pull 2 more to. Okay, and if that doesn't make sense to you, say you really want to know about 2B, you draw 2 more for 2A, 2B. Very seldom does it ever reach level 2 with me. And it's a rare day when we need to reach down to level 3. But it's something for if you read or experiment with reading tarot cards, it might be something interesting for you to experiment with. DuQuette's Roll with the Flow spread. I guess you could call this spread, which I've used exclusively for the last 10 years. Well, I'd say 25 years now. As a bit intuitive and organic. It literally rolls with the flow of the question and the questioner's unique and sometimes changing focus of inquiry. It starts out looking like a classic 3-card spread, but it's really much more. After the questioner shuffles the deck to his or her satisfaction, I spread the cards face up on the table in a large horseshoe. It looks very professional. I find the questioner's significator, and I choose that by the court card that represents the 30-degree period of their birthday. I find the questioner's significator and cut the deck there. I lay the significator toward the top of the table to remind us both who the questioner is. I then draw the top from the top of the deck the next 3 cards, and that's at level 1. Let's see. Instead of the 3 cards being past, present, or future, or other such defined positions, I simply use the 3 cards to define the elements of the question or issues at hand. When reading for others, I comment on each card and how they get along or don't get along with the other 2 cards. Usually in a very short time, the questioner sees in those 3 cards 3 major aspects of the issue that most concern him or her. This is what I mean. We discuss the 3 cards until the questioner sees the issues in those 3 cards. It's almost a matter of if you know what your question really is, the answer is screaming at you from every observable phenomenon, including 3 tarot cards. The questioner has to do all the work. But I digress. When reading for others, I comment on each card and how they get along, etc., etc. Note, if they absolutely don't see the question in these cards, have them shuffle again, or you shuffle. If they can't see their question in those 3 cards and our discussion of those 3 cards, perhaps they don't know what their question really is. And many times, the real question comes out in our discussion over those first 3 cards they can't see. See what's going on here? I'm trying to find out what they really want to know. They need to find out. what they really want to know. And it's in those discussions. But if they absolutely can't see any aspect, any facet of their question or issue in those three cards, shuffle again. Usually over the phone, I shuffle and tell them to stop when they feel the spirit moves them. Then I allow the questioner to personally roll with the flow and choose which of those three cards or aspects of the question he or she wishes more information on. In our example below, the questioner more or less got the message where the issues of card 1 were concerned, but really wanted to know more about number 2 and number 3. So we created a level 2 by drawing 2 cards, 2A and 2B, and 3A and 3B. Often this is enough for a thorough reading, but in our example below, the questioner wanted further insight on levels 2B card. So I still don't know what 2B is about, so we draw 2 more. There's nothing to stop this reading from going on as many levels down as needed, but further down you go, the more specific and less obvious the communication becomes. At the end of the day, every reading looks different. As life is a roll with the flow matter, why shouldn't tarot readings be too? Now, that's how it started 25 years ago. Very seldom did it reach to level 2. Nowadays, we usually get everything we need to know out of the first 3 cards. But anyway, that's my roll with the flow tarot reading technique. And if you're a client and you have been waiting till my book's finished, message me here, and we'll get our calendars out. Okay. Here's the meme that I posted yesterday. It got a lot of views and a lot of people shared it, but it was something that didn't reach the YouTube channel. See, these talks I do every morning later in the day is posted on YouTube, and it reaches at least as many people watch it on YouTube because they're not on Facebook and see it. So it's a way for me to sort of broaden the audience of my messages. So for those who didn't read and savor the meme from yesterday, and even if you did, if you want to hear me do it, I'm just going to take the last 3 minutes here and read it to you. Now, you'll often hear me say it's all in your head. You just have no idea how big your head is. It's sort of a brash and outrageous statement, but I believe it's profoundly true. At least, I believe it is ultimately true. The quote has caused a great deal of misunderstanding, however, especially among my fellow magicians, who mistakenly choose to interpret my words as suggesting that I don't believe in the objectivity of gods, angels, spirits, and demons. Please don't misunderstand me. I consider gods and angels and spirits and demons to be as real as anything else in objective reality. If we disagree about anything, it's not the reality of the gods and spirits. It's about the reality of objective reality. I credit the quote to Rabbi Lamed Ben Clifford, who happens to be someone I created in my own head to write a couple of books that have been published and distributed in what many of us temporarily agree is objective reality. Now, if you're among the lucky few who have read these books, you've done so you've done so as a temporary fellow citizen of our shared objective reality. And you've inserted all the words and information in these books inside your head, where Rabbi Lamed Ben Clifford and his wisdom then become real and alive to you. Inside your head, where absolutely everything else in the universe, where everything that is, everything that was, everything that can ever be known to you exists. It's all in your head. You just have no idea how big your head is. That's a big responsibility, and obviously most people refuse to accept such an awesome burden. But magicians are at least supposed to try. Now we have at our fingertips centuries worth of colorful magical books and grimoires and entire systems like Solomonic magic and Goetia and Kabbalah-based and Enochian magic, all with pantheons of gods and angels and spirits and demons, along with what appears to be recipes and instructions to call up and deal with all entities as if they were objective personages. Obviously, whoever wrote these grimoires and developed these systems had heads that all of this came out of. And when you read and study this material, you have a head that all this goes into. And that's where it all becomes real. No matter how faithfully you try to adhere to the written recipe, no matter how scrupulously you try to follow the directions, it will still only be in your head. It's easy to be awed by the elegance and the complexity of a system like John Dee's Enochian magic. The written material we study is breathtaking in its scope and very inspiring, especially when things start to click for us as we absorb the information. But we must always keep in mind that the Dee material was a snapshot of Dee's head. I should say Kelly's too, my gosh. A snapshot of how Dee came to terms with magic, and how Dee had to approach the reality. Now that it's in your head, you will have to make the magic your own. The average cook follows the recipe as best they can. Master chefs understand the recipe and create from there. The study of magical texts and grimoires of other magicians can ultimately never be more than suggestive, because it's all in your head, and you have no idea how big your head is. Well, that's Friday's little smorgasbord. I'm going to quickly demonstrate that tarot thing to you. I'm going to shuffle the deck and kind of describe kind of what I do. Oh, just give me something nice to tell my Facebook magicians out here. Okay. First of all, I stop shuffling. It's like a snapshot. Okay. Just like an astrologer snaps a picture of the stars the moment you were born. I just have to observe that there's the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Sometimes that means something to me, and sometimes it doesn't. But I like the Queen of Swords. And of course, there's my head in her hands, as if to tell me, this is a big responsibility, Lon. Don't screw it up. Okay, I fanned the cards up, face up. I'm tiptoeing through it to find the Queen of Cups, which is my birthday. It's my birthday significator. Let's see. I hope I'm in here. Otherwise, I have to leave my own tent. Let's see. There you are. Okay. I've cut all the cards that remain there to the left, and I reestablished the deck. Deck still sequenced just where I stopped, but we're starting with where we find me. So the deck is like a snake with its tail in its mouth. I'm on the top of the deck. There I am. The bottom of the deck is the furthest card away from me, but it is the closest card to me that's hovering right behind me, like a snake with its tail in its mouth. And it's the Princess of Discs. Okay, that's the last tarot card. She's the most magical card in the deck. This is the complete end of a cycle. It's the Malkuth of Malkuth. It's the Malkuth of Asaya, if you will. The Queen of Cups, it's her job to jumpstart the whole universe all over again. Her I Ching hexagram, being Earth of Earth, is keeping still the mountain, which is might be suggestive for all of us to take a moment every day just to be still and completely veg for a moment. Okay, I draw my significator, and the next three cards are Six of Discs, Material Success. And it is suggestive of a time period that's just coming right up here. And Moon in Taurus. I'm never unhappy to see the Six of Discs come up. Second card, Four of Swords, Truce. One of two swords cards. I'm not freaked out when I see it. And the third card is the Sun. Well, this is indeed sort of a happy message to give to all of you. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. Until tomorrow for Saturday morning cartoons. Constance says I'm looking too wintry here in my captain's thing. So tomorrow I'll wear my Speedos and be shirtless. So tune in. Until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will.